What up, my ninjas? Master Shredder here, aka the Fat Burning Sensei, aka the Fat Destroyer. Alright, this video is going to be about one special woman who is a member of ours at fatburningninjas.com. She came on a couple of months ago. Her name is Teal. And she doesn't know I'm doing this video about her, by the way, but she is a humongous inspiration to our community. And if you think you've had life bad, think again. This woman lost the love of her life pretty young. I don't remember the exact age, but they were together for many years. He died, and then she was left alone. This is 12 years ago. So 12 years ago, this woman lost the love of her life. So following the death of her partner, she had insomnia. So she wasn't able to sleep. I mean, just imagine you've created this life with somebody, you love them, you sacrifice to them, and vice versa. You create a beautiful life and then they are taken from you. That, I think, would have to be the most excruciating pain I can imagine. And the reason I can empathize with her is that my wife was taken from me as well. My wife left 6 years ago when she decided to leave, and it was the most excruciating pain that I had ever felt in my life. I honestly was considering suicide. I was depressed, I was anxious, I couldn't breathe, I was on medications up to the eyeballs to try and numb the pain. None of that worked, so I did all the things that normal people would do, which is drink myself silly. This is no word of a lie. I would do this on many occasions. I was drinking absinthe, okay, straight from the bottle. Like, I'm talking, it was like 80%, something like that. And then the chaser, I was washing it down with a 12% beers, Man, I mean, even the people that I had grown up with that, were pretty heavy drinkers, they were like, what the fuck? Tumehe, you're fucking crazy, So I am pretty extreme. I'm an extreme person. I've always wanted to go on adventures and wanted to experience the most extreme forms of pleasure, and then also I find that I always also I basically experience the most extreme forms of pain, and that's why I'm considered bipolar. But bipolar is a completely separate issue that I'll talk about, and I think I could really cut it open with a can, and I could open up a can of worms with bipolar and explain what it actually is. But essentially, I've been, by the way, diagnosed with all these, ADHD, bipolar, anxiety, depression, all of these mental health issues and comorbidities. So yeah, I just wanted to destroy myself. I actually wanted to destroy myself because I couldn't live with myself. And my flatmate at the time was an amazing person, Jeff. I grew up with this guy and he let me into his home, and we had some pretty wild parties, man. And they were crazy. Like, I remember one night, oh my gosh, I don't want to get too much into this story, but basically, man, one night there was like 100 people there, and within, I woke up kitchen, and the whole kitchen was just like trashed. It was pretty crazy. And that's the thing, I grew up, I never did drugs, you know, a good Christian boy, loved my family, loved my culture, loved my language, loved my people, loved people around me. I'm always very kind and respectful to everybody, I guess, you know, from the aristocrats, the highest, the kingitanga, you know, I wasn't a respecter of persons, and I still am not a respecter of persons, in the sense that I will respect a person on the street who is asking for food and money, and I will give the same respect to government officials, people in authority, police, the IRD, etc. Still struggling with the IRD part, but they did let me off $250,000 when I came home and I was completely depressed and I couldn't pay my debt. They actually let me off that huge amount of money. So thank you, IRD. I really appreciate you guys. God bless you. Yeah, so this woman lost the love of her life, and that's what I turned to when I lost the love of my life. And thank God that I now have a woman who is the love of my life and you could say the true love of my life, and lights up my life, and actually loves me more than I love her. She's more self-sacrificial than me. She's made more sacrifices up until this point. She's made more sacrifices than me, and that's amazing. I've never had anybody out-sacrifice me, out-love me. Well, I've met my match. Her name is Judy Graham, soon to be Judy Rongonui. Mwah! But yes, so I can imagine Teal losing. She wasn't able to sleep. She slept 2 weeks. Okay, it's like spread out 2 weeks max over the first year that she lost her partner. And because of that, she formed dementia, you know, no, I think not dementia, but memory loss. So she has memory lapses now because of that lack of sleep. And now coming onto this program with us, she is at home. It's amazing. The messages that she writes every day is basically, she says, this community has saved my life. Basically, that's the basics of what she's saying. And you can tell it's true because the way she gives of herself to other people, she would spend, you know, 3-4 hours sometimes just responding to all of our clients, all of our ninjas. We call ourselves ninjas. All of the people that are giving themselves, giving the best of themselves to try and transform their lives. You know, she is there supporting and cheerleading and endlessly giving encouragement. And for a woman who's lost the love of her life, to be able to give such deep love, and it is making huge waves in our community, huge waves. It's changing people's lives. It's other women, especially who are on the program, just find her this giant abundant source of love and energy and support. And this is all online as well, guys. This is not on face to face. This is online. This is strangers coming together online and being able to look at each other with fresh eyes. You know what it's like sometimes when your family are the worst, because they know you. They can trigger you in an instant. They know what you hate. They know how you respond. They know all your triggers, and they'll push your triggers on purpose. You know, that's what family is for. But that's why we have a community that we are family without being family. Okay, where you can come as you are with all your problems, all your issues, all your junk in the trunk, and you can be loved, and you won't be triggered. You won't be, I mean, you will be, sure, there's triggers all around us, right? But the point is, we're not respecters of persons. So bringing it back to what I was saying earlier, we respect every single human life that's on our community, that's on our platform, and because everybody has the right to respect, and everybody deserves to be treated with respect, kindness, and honor. So you can come in as you are with your problems. You know, you don't have to change at all, But the thing is that if you engage with us, you will have no choice but to change. You will be, you know, like, it's really difficult to quit drinking, for example, back to what I have done. You need a really good motivating excuse. You know, you need a good excuse to quit drinking, or to quit any kind of behavior, to change any kind of behavior. You need a fucking good excuse. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. Why the hell would you quit doing what you're doing if it's bringing you pleasure? Yes, it may have pain and consequences at the other side of it, but you're willing to take those consequences because the suffering on the inside that you're going through warrants the suffering that, you know, is thrown at you after, you know, basically the hangover or whatever, you know, drugs, sex, addictions, whatever the negative consequences are of those addictions. It's warranted, because the pain and the suffering that you are going through mentally, emotionally and spiritually is, well, it is so painful that you really don't care about the consequences. You're willing to take those consequences in order to mask that pain. So these are the type of people that we have on our community, and I just wanted to talk about some of the issues that I think normal everyday people face. You know, we've talked about alcohol, we've talked about relationships, and there is hope, is what I'm trying to get at. You know, that's the reason why I'm actually telling you this. So I haven't drunken for about almost 2 years now, and it's because of this self-sacrificial love that I've been receiving, and it is like nothing I've ever felt before, you know. And then we are now sharing it with our community, and it trickles down and flows throughout the community. It's like a fisherman knows another fisherman, you know what I mean? Like, you just give them a wink, they know what you're doing. So this woman, Teal, sorry about that, I think I spat, but this woman Teal, she knows what we're doing. We are giving of ourselves self-sacrificially to love other people, regardless of race, nation, culture, tongue, financial status, social status, spiritual status, religion, all of these things. Doesn't matter where you're from, what you've done. You can come as you are and be loved and be transformed, mind, body, and soul. Peace.